So if I had 20 pounds of fat to lose as fast as possible, whether that's to get in shape for a holiday, wedding, or just because I wanted to get rid of that last bit of fat, here's exactly how I do it. In this video, we'll go into everything you need to know. Setting up your fat loss plan, how to eat, workouts that actually work, the supplements that are worth your money, and one key mindset shift that's going to help change your life. If this is your first time here, my name's Adam. I lost over 70 pounds of fat in my 20s, and for the last decade, I've been helping men and women like you lose fat without complicated nutrition or training. If you're a subscriber, welcome back. Before you do anything, you need to make this key mindset shift. Think of it like looking back at your dating history. Just because you had some relationships that didn't work out, or times when you thought you'd never meet the right person, that doesn't mean there isn't someone great out there. Maybe the timing wasn't right, or you hadn't found the approach that clicked. Same goes here. Just because you haven't found your way before doesn't mean the right plan isn't waiting for you. Once you start and see even a bit of progress, everything changes. Suddenly, instead of wondering, can I really do this? You're asking yourself, how much better could this get? So now you've shifted your mindset. Hopefully, you are ready for the first step. The first thing I do is plan my fat loss journey. Think of it like prepping for a presentation at work. You wouldn't even attempt to put together a presentation without a plan and some structure, or at least hopefully. The same goes for your fat loss. You need at least a high-level plan with some structure. The first thing you need to know is roughly how long it will take. Most studies suggest that you can lose 0.5 to 1% of your body weight in fat per week. Anything more will likely be muscle and extra water weight. Let's lean on the higher side because after all, we are talking about as fast as possible, and I'm assuming you're pretty committed. There's a pretty simple calculation you can use to work this out. Multiply your body weight in pounds by 0.01, then divide that by 20 pounds, and now you have your timeline. Let's say you weigh 225 pounds. You'd aim to lose around 2.25 pounds a week. So it'll take you around 9 weeks to lose 20 pounds. You might lose weight faster to begin with. It might slow down as your body adjusts. This is normal, but this gives you a solid estimate. Next, I want you to track your weight every day. It will fluctuate more than gas prices, but looking at weekly trends, such as your weekly average, will help. If your app doesn't do this, you can download Happy Scale. It's a free app that works out your weekly average. Then add in a few progress pictures and measurements. I'd say every 2 to 4 weeks, front, back, and side photos, measurements of your waist, chest, and biceps, hips, waist, and biceps. If you're a woman, you might want to do your thighs too. And in my experience, this will help keep you motivated and accountable. If you want to kickstart this process and lose 8 pounds of fat in the next 30 days while building or at least maintaining muscle, then go in the description below and join my free challenge. Now let's talk about the most critical part, nutrition. I have a master's in performance nutrition and I help people like you lose fat for a living. So I know how important nutrition is. And there's one golden rule. Well, there's a few, but one specific one that governs everything. If you're not controlling calories, you're just rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. I get it. Keto, fasting, carnivore, they all sound intense and cutting edge. But honestly, they're like the latest workout gadgets or trendy fitness classes. They're exciting, sometimes effective, but often short-lived. Meanwhile, calorie tracking is like that classic gym routine. It's not flashy, but it's reliable, and it gets results every time. All diets work because they make you eat fewer calories, but calorie tracking just cuts to the chase without you feeling restricted. So I'd stick with calorie tracking. Work out your BMR and remember to factor in your activity level. From there, multiply your BMR by 0.8. This will give you a 20% calorie deficit. I've dropped the same free calorie calculator below. Put these numbers into MyFitnessPal and you're good to go. But remember, all calculations are estimates. So because I said as fast as possible, if you're doing everything I go over in this video and you're not on track after week 2, drop your calories by a further 5%. Adam, calorie tracking doesn't work for me. What about when I go out to eat? What about when I have meals with the family? What do? I can't track those. You have a few options here. You can use a app like Calorie King, type in what you're eating and go with an option that makes sense, that matches what you're eating. Next, you can search MyFitnessPal for the closest option and just overestimate. Look for green ticks. The last one, I'm not super fond of this, but you can use this. Use ChatGPT, YesChat, or Snap Calorie AI. These are all AI tools that can help you estimate your calories from a photo. And remember, these types of meals are the exception, not the rule. 1 or 2 of these meals a week that are not tracked correctly won't undo your progress. Here are a few tactics to minimize your hunger and prevent you from overeating. When you sit down, drink a tall glass of water. I usually go for sparkling if it's available. The next thing you can do is use the smallest possible plate. And the third thing is have a serving of lean protein before you leave the house or right before your meal. Once you've got your calorie target, you want to keep it simple. If your calorie goal is 2,000 a day, here's how that could look. Breakfast, some overnight protein oats with some berries. Lunch, chicken, potato, and a lot of veg. Dinner, some low-fat mincemeat, beans, and a lot of veg and a baked sweet potato. Dessert, potentially. If you've got the spare calories, you could use a low-calorie ice cream or a pastry. It's completely fine if you end up eating more or less the same foods daily. This actually makes it even easier for you because it removes the decision-making and makes it easier to track. You want to be aiming for at least 0.3 grams of fat per pound of your body weight. This will support hormone production. And when it comes to protein, 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of your body weight. And if you have a lot of weight to lose, you want to do 0.7 to a gram of protein per pound of your goal body weight. Remember, this is daily. A little hack that most people miss out on is to try to aim for at least 14 grams of fiber per 1,000 calories you eat. So that's a minimum of 28 grams of fiber if you eat 2,000 calories. Personally, I'm getting anywhere between 40 to 70 grams of fiber daily. Now the workouts, cardio, lifting weights, or both. The answer is both, but for specific reasons. Cardio is great for your sleep, overall health, and not using it just to burn fat, but it does allow you to eat a bit more and burn a few extra calories, which always helps. I'd aim for 30 to 60 minutes of something low impact like rowing, a bike, or an elliptical once or twice a week. If you're hitting 8 to 12,000 steps daily and it's easy for you, you don't have to worry about adding in the cardio. As you may know, I'm a huge fan of walking, and I actually used walking as my only form of cardio, yes, I said cardio, to get to 5% body fat. It's low impact, you can do it everywhere, and it actually improves recovery by increasing blood flow. As for lifting, I train for muscle growth like a bodybuilder, and that doesn't mean throwing heavy weights around and getting injured. Just a progressive strength training program. This will ensure that most of, if not all, the weight you lose is from fat and not muscle. 3 to 6 workouts a week is ideal. I'd stick to the higher end because I really enjoy it. But I want to keep it real. Most supplements are about as useful as a chocolate teapot, but there are 3 specific ones I do recommend. Whey protein, or like a vegan protein powder if you're vegan. Think of it as a convenient form of protein, not some magic powder. It will help you hit your protein goals. It will taste good, and it's convenient and low in calories. Number 2 is actually a multivitamin. It's cheap, takes a couple of seconds, and fills in any nutritional gaps. Not a game changer, but no harm done. Acts more like an insurance policy, to be fair. Creatine can help improve performance in the gym and just alleviate the feeling of any tiredness. I would, as I always do, focus on sleep and stress management, but that's even more critical in a fat loss phase. I would take a more proactive approach to do more activities that reduce my stress levels, like some walks in nature, which I mostly do anyway, but I'll maybe do some more. Watch some stand-up comedy, some yoga nidra, meditate, some deep breathing, stuff like that. 1 hour before bed, no screens. I would do something like some light stretching, dim my lights, make sure my room is cool and dark, read a paperback book in bed until my eyes start to get heavy. I actually use red light bulbs, but that's just me trying to optimize. I'd aim for at least 7 to 8 hours sleep every night, but at the same time, if you're getting 5 hours sleep, 6 is better than 5. I always allow 20 minutes for falling asleep, waking up. So if my goal is 7 hours in bed for like 7.5. So this is a key mindset shift. It's gonna be tough. And there will be moments where you wanna quit. And that's completely normal. You will have bad workouts. You will have incredible workouts. Do your best to get every workout in, but if you miss one, don't sweat it. That's fine. Just get straight back into your routine. You will overeat some days. And if you do, just eat a bit less the next day. It's the weekly average that counts, not day-to-day perfection, which is pretty much unrealistic. To see real change, you've got to go beyond what's comfortable, even when you'd rather just skip things. You can, of course, still go out to eat and enjoy the foods foods you love, just 10% of the time in this case. So on screen is a summary of everything I would do to lose 20 pounds of fat. If anything wasn't clear, rewatch the video or maybe some parts, comment below with any questions, or send me an email, adam@adamscottfit.com. You can also send me a message on Instagram, adamscottfit. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you. If you felt this helped in any way, drop it a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more. Have the best day ever, and we'll talk soon.